All right. Begin your next point. What were you gonna say about?
Right, for my next point, we're going to be going on to drugs. Drugs are legal, alright?
Drugs are legal.
You can do what you like with them. But just make sure they're recreational, so do them in your house, alright? Like you're going to play some games or something, right? Sit in your house and do it there. Don't be going out and bothering other people. If you bother other people, that's it. You're going to be in the police station for a few hours. Right? You're getting a smack round the head, you stupid kid.
How safe are the drugs that you would allow?
You're not going to get them for dealers anymore. Anyone who tries to sell you drugs, time to do one.
No, but
come down to the clinic.
Listen,
come down to the local clinic. We sell them in little packets now for you to buy them for recreational uses.
Drugs such as ecstasy,
safe. It's all safe.
cocaine,
yeah,
things like that.
Yeah, it's all safe. It's all
but they're very dangerous.
Right.
They're dangerous drugs and they're very damaging.
We're gonna give you the addictive properties of it, so addicts can still get the fix, but it's gonna be less dangerous.
But there's no way to do that though.
You say that, but
we could look into it.
The main reason
as a
drugs kill people
country.
is that it's all the crap that drug dealers put into it that isn't good for you.
Well,
at all.
No, mainly what it is, it's like with meth. It's so addictive that it gets to the point where you have to have some every hour or so, and then you're just having so much that you overdose. And
right,
die.
so obviously with this, it was recreational, right? So we're going to say, right, yeah, it's very expensive. It's very expensive.
Well, then it's just rich people who are going to die.
Right. Okay. So we're going to crack down. Who says everyone's going to be doing drugs anyway, right? It's just like what a one night thing. Hey.
Oh, by the way, I'm only playing devil's advocate at the moment. I don't necessarily agree with what I say. I just want to see what your response is to some things. So.
Go on then.
Wait, what? No, weren't you saying something?
No, I'm done.
Okay. What about tobacco? Because that's more dangerous than things like, than marijuana, from what we can tell anyway. So what do you think of that?
This is personal to me. This one does my head in when I'm walking down the street and I just smell smoke. I hate the smell of smoke.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it should still be allowed, but it's difficult. It's because I hate the smell of it. I know firsthand. I hate the smell of smoke. So I'm gonna say for this one that it should be allowed. The price is gonna stay the same. Obviously, it's bad for you. We want to try and get people off it. We're gonna put funding into schemes to get people off it. I want people to stop smoking. It does my head in, right? People start smoking. That's it. Give them Nicorettes or something, right? Pour water on.
But what do you think of vape, though? I just think that's fine.
Vape. There's no smell.
Well, it can. Like, it obviously have like strawberry flavored vape. It's gonna smell like strawberries.
Obviously, It's not as bad. I prefer people to do that rather than smoking. But smoking, I think smoking's fine as it is, right? We have those things on the packets.
I think that what they should do is for people they should reduce the price of vape. Listen, reduce the price of vape and things.
Yeah.
And increase the price of tobacco, so the people who are addicted to cigarettes or whatever have more incentive to get vape and try vape, so they can get off tobacco and just be addicted to something like vape, which is pretty much harmless.
I'll get them off it altogether.
But it's easier for them to do the vape thing, and obviously, obviously, quitting smoking, right? I wouldn't know because I've not quit smoking, but not everyone wants to quit smoking.
Right.
But if they can keep that fix, of their tobacco, or in this case, it would be replaced with vape, then for them, it would be seen as the same thing but safer, and and cheaper, and that extra incentive that it's cheaper, would mean that more people would get off tobacco, and that eventually it would start to become a small thing.
Right, hang on a minute.
Hang on a minute. What? Hello? Oh, do you mean you've gone? Alright. Ba-da-ba. Interesting conversational topics. What are the interesting conversational topics? Some interesting conversational topics. What are some interesting conversational topics? Topics that are conversational. They are also interesting. Matthew is back now, I think. But I don't know. So I'm gonna keep singing / sing talking while I wait for Matthew to come back. Matthew, come back. Cinema Sins uploaded a new video. Hey. Ain't that cool? Matthew's back now. Matthew's back
Right,
now.
wait a minute.
Hello, Matthew. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. How you doing?
We haven't got onto internet yet, right? Don't even get me started on that.
Into what?
To internet.
What about the internet?
Everything.
Right. Start then.
You mean start?
Start about the internet.
Right. Let's get rid of Google.
Get rid of Google.
I don't like it. It's a pile of rubbish, Google. What do you think?
Get rid of Google.
Yeah.
No. What are the other options? Yahoo?
Well, change
Bing.
it up, as in like
How do we change it up?
let the whole web accessible from one search engine.
So you mean like the deep web?
Yeah, kind of.
No.
What's your problem?
And I'll tell you why. If
Well.
there isn't something like the deep web
Mhm.
on which people can do their illegal activities, then those illegal activities would leak out into the real web.
Right, that's what the internet's for. If you want to do illegal stuff on that,
Wait.
you can do. There's no law on it. That's what we're getting
But-
rid of here.
But then couldn't someone such as a small child easily access gore videos
Right. Listen.
accidentally?
Number one, you would expect there to be a block on the internet that the parents would have put on. Alright, obviously.
Right? Fair
It
enough.
asks for your age when you start it up.
Right, fair enough, yeah. Okay.
Right. Number two, the sites would require you to put in like an email and like, make an account that needs to be verified with an email.
Mhm.
And that would get you into the site. Even then, there might be something that's stopping you from just going out and watching one straight away. But I think it should all be available publicly on one engine.
Illegal activities.
Yeah.
But
If you don't want to do it, don't search for it.
But then-
obviously,
But people then would complain that
About what?
the web is just a hive for criminals.
welcome to the human race, Joel. I don't know what you want.
But it's unrealistic to assume that people would just accept illegal activities done. It's unrealistic to assume the police would accept illegal activities just happening. If
Like
there isn't-
what? If someone's selling drugs online, right? Fair,
Yeah.
all power to them. Fair enough. Do what you like. I don't care. I don't understand what your problem is. Just let them do what they want. They want to do that, unless it harms someone. Like, obviously, the girl video,
Exactly.
right? Let's go
The
against
thing
that.
is, if you let that's gonna happen. If you let things like that seep in to real life,
But
right?
we're not. We keep it very strict. We'll keep
Listen,
like. Hang on.
if you let it seep in to real life, or in this case, the normal internet, then that place isn't safe anymore. Things will get listen. Things will get past the parental block that stops the kids from seeing all their gore, but rabbits
Right.
getting crushed by high heels or whatever.
Listen.
Crap like that.
Listen. But you'd have to search for something very specific to find those sites.
But
You'd have to. All right, fine then. Right, let's have two separate engines. One to search the clean part of the internet, and one that's to access the rest of the internet.
then you've just
Right, let's
got
get rid of this
that-
stupid
wait,
search
but
engine.
listen,
Right,
but then you've just got Tor and Google, so you've just got what we've got now, two different
Right,
ways.
okay, fair enough, right? Forget getting rid of the search engines, right? Fine, right? Well,
Right.
what I'm saying is, let's let the illegal activities happen as long as it's not harming anyone
Oops.
like mentally or physically or anything.
Oh,
Obviously, if you click on the site and you'll go, "Oh my god, that's scam me for life," that's your own fault. Fair enough.
I don't know.
What
Let
do you mean?
illegal activities happen.
If someone wants to sell drugs on the internet, let it happen. I don't care. Right? You're allowed to. Whatever. You don't agree with me, and I don't know why.
But
Why
the
not?
thing is, people wouldn't agree with that. People would say, well, you can see all this happening, why don't you deal with it?
Because they can do what they like. You say you're earn a living that way, fair enough. All power to them. Well done.
I don't know.
Listen, right, there are some stupid internet laws we need to get rid of, honestly.
Oh, yeah,
really
obviously.
stupid ones. Like ones that don't even harm real people, but it's still illegal to do. Get rid of them right now. We don't need that. It's a lot of laws that are just stupid and we need to get rid of. If I got up a full list of every single law, I'd probably get rid of like half of them. At least your dad will be saved.
What? Hate you. You big meanie. You're a big meanie.
You're not your dad, are you? What's your problem?
Kill yourself.
Why?
Because I don't like Jews.
See, exactly. Look, here it is again.
Here it is again. Oh.
Racism.
Racism in modern day America.
Being a Jew isn't a race, but you're racist.
Actually, it is technically, because you can be of Jewish descent, which would be a race.
Are you live streaming?
Maybe.
Oh my god, I can hear my...
That's kind of the point of the live stream. Continue. Next point.
What? What are you saying?
Next point. Go on. What's your next point?
I'm not saying anything now.
Kill yourself.
What?
Come on.
Listen, right, these political views shouldn't be free. People should be paying to hear these.
They are paying, right? The ad
What?
people are paying.
Who?
The people who put ads.
Your
or
videos,
videos.
If Dawn Light monetizes this video,
Not yet.
Don't monetize your videos, Joel. Come on, you don't need to. You're not going to get any money. You've literally got 13 subscribers.
I could be earning between 0 and 8p a week, actually.
You know how much bullshit that is? Probably wouldn't even earn that. Bet you any money you wouldn't even earn that.
What? I wouldn't even earn 0. I'd earn negative.
You'd earn nothing.
So I
You'd
would earn.
probably earn like 0.000 or something, which obviously wouldn't correspond to any real world money.
Anyway, next point. Go on, say your next point.
I don't know what your next point. I don't know what you see came next point for.
It's interesting.
What's interesting?
Say something else that'll spark discussion.
You need to bring up something that annoys me first.
Okay. What did we talk about LGBTQIA+ rights?
A bit.
Do we talk about it
Well,
enough?
I think, right, you just be what you want. I don't give a shit, to be
If
honest.
someone says that you want them to say that Z and Zim as their
Fair enough,
pronouns,
I'll do that. I'll do that for him.
you'll do it. Even if you don't like them.
It's not my right to say, is it? Well, if I don't like someone, I'm obviously not going to listen to what they say, am I? So I won't do that anyway. But
So, if if you did hear them say, like, I want to be called Z and Zim,
right, and if I hate
you don't
or think
like
you're a
'em.
cunt, I'm going to go, right, fuck off, mate, you're a fucking bellend. Right, well, obviously, if it's any other normal human being, I'll say, okay. And I'll refer to them as Z and Zim.
okay, right, that's fair enough.
It might sound ridiculous, I might laugh at it a bit, but whatever, it doesn't affect me in any way. It doesn't
Yeah, that's fair.
anything.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just seeing what your opinion was. Do you think the people who say that they're grey gender are transgender?
What gender? What?
Grey gender and zum gender
What
and
is
stuff
grey
like
gender?
that. It doesn't matter, just when they say stuff like that.
I don't know what you mean. What are
You know,
talking
the
about?
people who like say that they identify as grey gender or intergender or
Not a gender.
yeah, basically not a real gender. Do you think that they're
asking me now?
do you think that they're a transsexual or not?
And
Or they
the
should be
transsexual
called
is-
should they be called a transsexual?
Give me the proper definition of a transsexual before I make a stupid mistake.
No, just what do you think, and then I'll give you the definition, and we'll see if it changes your mind.
What are you asking, Matt? If a transsexual?
Yeah, if they're a transsexual.
Well, not really. I mean, if you're not a gender, then you're not really transsexual, are you? Because you're not either.
Right, transsexual. Noun, obviously. A person who
What is the other-
emotionally and psychologically feels they belong to the opposite sex.
Yeah. So if you're not a gender, then you don't belong to either. So no, not really.
There you go. Alright. What else? What have we not discussed? Climate change. We briefly discussed it.
Let's sort out that. Let's get green energy going.
Right.
Right.
So it's real. It's not a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese.
Right. Whoever says it's a hoax, they're going in the bin. All right.
It's not their freedom of speech to say that, though.
Okay. Right. Obviously not. I'm just over exaggerating. Shut up.
So it's real then.
Yeah.
What should we do?
Do you
to
think
stop
it's
it?
not real?
No. I said before I'm playing devil's advocate. Obviously, global warming's real.
Right, so let's get up solar panels, right, let's put more funding into that. Let's cut the... Okay, let's not cut the NHS funding. We need to cut something to afford this.
Cut the industrial factory.
Okay, obviously. Right, let's
budget.
do that. Right, let's cut spending on that. Right, get people out of work there. So instead, they're going to come and work maintaining wind turbines, stuff like that.
But is that really a viable option? Is it really possible at this point to change that much?
We can definitely
society
change
that much.
What's it? But a certain percentage over can do.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. You lagged out for a sec.
We can... overnight. But
You
we can
lagged
slowly
out
make
again.
the transition towards greener energy.
Did you just say that we can't do it overnight, basically?
We can't do it overnight. No, it's going to take some time.
How long do you reckon it'd take?
A very long time. Like, I'd say at the most 30 years.
Well, it's
Overnight.
estimated that it would take at least 30 years. So it would
Right,
take a
well,
lot.
there you go. If you put me in power, I'll cut that. I'll make it so we aim for under 30 years. Or 30 years.
But then you would be spending too much money on it, and the conversion would mean that loads of companies would go bankrupt because they can't run their factories anymore. So
Right,
then the
well,
economy
stuff
would
them. Either go
so
for-
then the economy would crash.
Right, you keep saying all this. Right. But if you actually gave me the facts and figures and how long I could do it for and what I could aim for, I'll be able to make a more reasonable approach. Obviously, at the moment, with no facts or figures.
You cannot aim for under 30 years.
Why not?
Because it's estimated that it would take around 30 years.
Right, who gives these estimates?
That's...
I want to speak with him. Bring him
I
to my
don't-
office.
I don't know the names of the people, alright?
You don't know the names of the people.
No,
but you're
it's
stating the
estimated
facts.
it would
How
take
is it?
at least 30 years, alright? That means that the estimate that they calculated, like the average, well, not the average, but the estimate they calculated would have been higher than 30 years. And then they estimated a bit lower to say at least, and then they estimated higher to say at most.
Alright, I can't obviously give any fixed figures, can I? In this, that was more of an estimate, 30 years. Right. I mean, I'd like to get it done in under 30 years, but if we can't do it, I'd aim for 50.
It would
under
be
50.
it would be impossible without the
Listen,
without
Joel,
having
either go
problems.
for it or you don't go for it.
It would be impossible without having a load of
Look at the
problems.
Conservatives. What have they done? Nothing. At least for me, I'd be trying to do something.
I wouldn't say that.
Right, I am
It's
gonna
not
say
that they've
that. I know
done
it's quite
nothing,
but-
because having a more renewable energy source is just better, because we are running out of fossil fuels anyway.
Obviously. We're
So
gonna be
that's
stuffed
enough.
soon.
Yeah, it's like estimated 50 years or something till we...
Right, so if we can get it done in
Fossil
under
fuels.
50 years, that's great. We're done there. Set.
Yeah,
Still
you
some
could probably
fossil
get it
fuels
done
left
in
to
under
spare.
50 years.
We sort out the car situation.
You'd have to
we get
start
everyone
now,
not on electric
though.
Cars.
You'd
We
have to
get some
start
new
with... You'd
tech.
probably have to start with, like, the next 5-10 years to be able to
Right,
do
that's
that.
easy.
So
That's
it's a
done. Right,
priority.
let's take that one off the list. Right, next one.
I don't know. What is there to
Crime.
discuss?
Crime.
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 Okay.
Crime.
Like what about crime? How to reduce crime rates?
I don't know. What's the crime rate in the UK? Crime rate in Manchester, especially. is
Actually,
incredibly
I've
high.
had a thought, because something that's like a really big thing in America right now is race relations. So how would...
Race relations.
Yeah,
What do you mean, like?
racism, basically. How the races
Well-
interact with each other.
That's obviously quite poor.
So that could be white on black racism, white on Latino racism, Latino on black racism, black on white. Black on
Obviously, we
Latino.
would get more divert. We would give people a better understanding and educate people from a younger age.
Do you
better.
think that black people can be racist?
Obviously.
Right, I don't right, because some people say, I'm not going to tell you whether I think this, because I don't want to sway you. Some people say that, racism is institutionalized, which means that if a white person is in power and then they discriminate on the black person, that's racism. But then if the black person isn't in power and they discriminate on the white person, that's not racism, because they don't have the power to be
That's
racist.
racist to say that, though.
You what?
That's racist to even say that.
And why is that?
Because a black person doesn't have the power to be racist. That's racist in itself.
Exactly. It's a dumb thing to say. But yeah, people say race is prejudice plus power. Racism even. But if I go, define racism. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed at someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior. Let's have a look at Oxford Dictionary definition, shall we? Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's own race is superior.
There's no power that comes into it.
Dictionary.com. Let's have a look at this one. A belief or doctrine that inherent differences among various human racial groups determine cultural or individual achievement, usually involving the idea that one's own race is superior and has the right to dominate others, or that a particular racial group is inferior to the others.
Right, we get the idea.
Same for Merriam-Webster and stuff. So, do you think, this is something that some people say, white people owe reparations to black people because of slavery? It's like they owe them money in, like,
Yeah.
you know, wait, you agree or you know what I mean?
No, I'm saying I know what I mean. It's not what you mean.
Okay.
What? should we pay money because? Well,
Yeah, like
hang on
pay
a
money
minute,
to black
hang on a
people
minute. Hang on a
because-
minute. Let's get a spokesperson up from back then who was involved in the slavery. Can we get a spokesperson up, please? Hang on a minute. What do you mean? They're all dead. Right. Problem solved. Shut up. That's that
Exactly.
over with. Next one.
And hang on,
Something
I want to
else.
say something there just on that really quick. That in itself is racist because they are saying that we owe them money because we are also white and white people used to have
Right, yeah, that's
slaves.
racist. Yeah.
So
right.
that's actually racist to say. What's another thing? There was a scientific discovery that that I'm trying to remember what it is. Don't quote me on this, but it was something like during researches is that no, I don't know, whatever. There was discoveries made that showed that any one person of any race has less empathy for someone for any one person of a different race. What do you think of that?
Hang on a minute. Where have you got these studies from?
No, this is actually a study. I don't remember
It's
what
actually
it
a
was
proper
from.
study.
Do not quote me on this. Yeah, it's a proper study, and it just showed
Says
it.
that.
Whether it's just an instinctual thing, or whether the fact that people are always saying don't be racist has meant that people are starting to see differences in races and things like that.
What you're
Whether
asking
people
me-
actually are born racist. Just what do you think? Do you think that that's true? Like, why do you think that
I can
is?
understand why people might think it because people people can relate with someone of their skin color easier than someone with a different skin color.
But why do you think that is though?
I mean, it's probably just hardwired into how we all are. I mean,
So like
someone who
just-
is more similar to me, I could be able to obviously relate more with them.
And skin colour's like the most prominent thing. It's like the first thing you know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think now. If I saw, it doesn't matter to me either way. It's the same because I don't know either of them. Both of them could be a pile of idiots, right? But
No, it was a scientific
the
discovery
first thing I
that
don't think of
things
is, "Ooh,
things
he's
in the
black, he's white."
brain that do things with empathy. How you just have less empathy.
No, I don't think it applies. I don't. Well, I'm going off what I think here. It doesn't apply to me, so I don't think this is true.
But why do you
I
think
think
it does
if-
apply to a lot of people?
Because, I mean, if you're white, you obviously know. Obviously, it's quite hard to explain. You're white, right? You're collectively with white people all the time. It's easier to understand them. You're probably friends with a lot of of white people. You know more white people than you do black people. You're more used to white people. It would
But-
make sense.
Some
For them-
people would say that is because society's racist and says that you shouldn't make friends with people of other races. And the fact
Right.
that
Well, hang
you
on a minute.
listen,
I was
listen.
presuming there that person lived in an area mainly dominant of white people.
Can you
You
listen?
might have some black friends, but
for a
either
sec?
way.
The thing is that they would say that the reason that you only have white friends is because you don't empathize with people of other races better. So
That's
it
just
still
not
doesn't
true.
answer the question.
Hang on a minute. What you just said there wasn't true at all.
But it could be because of that. It's like the sort of the nature nurture argument. Is it just a thing that like an evolutionary trait that they look different, so we don't think of them in the same way? Is it
I
You
think
know what
it might be evolutionary. It might just
'Cause
be.
the way I think of it, right, is it could be evolutionary. But it could be something to do with the fact that in trying to stop racism by saying black people are equal to white people, I agree they are. Before you say anything, by saying that, they're kind of making them seem like they're different. because it's hard to explain. Any like this, it's like they're almost making someone of another race seem different. Because they talk about them in a different way and say these people are equal. Like, if they never mentioned that they were equal, then people will probably just assume that they are equal. I mean, it's like hair colour. If I see someone with blonde... I mean, I've got blonde hair. If I see someone with brown hair, and I don't just instantly assume they have brown hair, they must be worse than me. But if all the time people were like, okay guys, people with brown hair are equal to people with blonde hair, and like every year teachers just bombarding you with that, going, people with brown hair are equal, brown hair and blonde hair and black hair and,
that probably would result in
blue hair and green hair all equal. You're gonna start seeing them as different because of that.
Yeah, and that's just because of how you're brought up, and you can't change that.
Yep.
But
So
if
they
we
need to change
introduce,
that
like
in
I said before,
schools.
diversity classes, and we get people have a better understanding of these
But
different.
the diversity classes would make people seem different. That's the point. Because
By
having
giving
those
a better
classes-
understanding of different races, we're making people different. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, by saying these people are equal to us, it's sort of ironically
We're not saying that.
othering them, making them seem like someone, like they're not us, because you'd be like, well, why would I think they weren't equal? Maybe they're not equal. Maybe that's why they're saying they are equal, because they want to be considered equal. So
It just matters where you brought up. Honest, it just matters. If someone didn't have a lot of black people in the primary school and they're just not used to it, then I mean, honestly, it happens, right? And then they grow up and then they're not used to. I can understand in that situation, but nowadays I don't think this is really much of a problem because you just see them everywhere now. It's just like a normal thing. It's not like they're different. It's just a person. I don't understand what the whole point is, and they're going, "Oh, we're treated badly." There are some nut jobs out there, but usually every normal human being just goes, "Right, yeah, just another person." They don't go, "Oh, that person's got black skin. Hang on a minute, whoa. Come here, let me bring you up to this chart. Let's see what colour you are. Oh, you're slightly black. You're not passing through this border." It doesn't work like that. You must have to be some type of psychopath for it to work like that. It's never occurred to me that, oh, this person's black, I don't want to be their friend. This never happens. This doesn't happen. When does this happen? Tell me where this happens.
It does happen to racists mainly. One sec, yeah.
They're racists, right?
Please. Well, obviously it would happen because if someone's racist towards black people, they wouldn't want to be friends with black people.
Right, that's a racist. They're a completely different matter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, racism is a crime, number one, so they'd be locked up in a cell.
Whoa, hang on. Do you agree
Oh,
that...
no.
Listen...
Oh, no, hang on a minute. I don't think... Okay, I was over-exaggerating a bit there. Maybe we shouldn't lock freedom of speech, but...
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask then, because you brought that up, I was going to say, what do you think about hate crime? Do you think that that's calling someone like a tranny or something, do you think that's a hate crime? And do you think they should be punished legally for that?
Well, I'll tell you what, mate. If they can't handle being called a tranny, there must be some right fucking...
Exactly. Sticks and stones. I mean, freedom of speech, first of all. And if you can't handle it, it's like... Dude, seriously.
Looking back, right, all you do, it's easy. Right, you look at them and you find the most prominent feature of them and exaggerate it completely. If they have a big nose, call them a Jew. If they have a big head, call them like I don't know. I don't know.
What do you think about
redneck?
that guy who he was like, he got like a 5-year sentence in jail because he called someone the N-word.
Right, let's stop that. Let's get him out right now. That's ridiculous. How can people on YouTube?
I don't know. Don't quote
me.
me on that because again, it might not even be 5 years. It might be 4 years. It might be 3 years. But
That's ridiculous.
basically, he
Just
got a
for
jail
some reason.
sentence for saying the N-word.
Right, that's ridiculous. Let's get him out.
Exactly.
We can't be having this. What is this? You can't even say a word anymore about. What the hell? Next up, you can't look at someone funny without getting punished. everyone's just going to become like,
Even though 1984 is like sort of a bit of a boring book or whatever, right? Have you read it?
no.
Basically, thought is enforced. Like, if you start thinking dangerous thoughts, which to these people, to the people in 1984 are like, thinking that that freedom of speech is a good thing, then you get imprisoned for it. It's considered a thought crime.
Thought crime.
So
Good.
what do you think of thought crime then?
How are they going to know what you're thinking though?
The way you act, you're constantly surveyed. There's like a TV in your house that has a
Right,
camera
if
in
this
it.
ever happens, forget it, I'm offing myself. Alright?
Mhm.
It's never going to happen, number one.
Orwell was right, it's happening. People are already saying that people who are racist should be locked up in prison until they are no longer racist.
Right, that's ridiculous.
Thought
Let's
crime.
turn it around and lock them up instead. That'll be funny.
No, because it's their freedom of speech to say that. So
Right, I'm over
don't be like them.
Not be careful with sarcasm.
Ooh.
Oh.
Woo! Hitman games are on sale on Good Old Games. Ooh. It's pretty nice.
What?
The Hitman games are on sale on Good Old Games.
I don't care about the Hitman
It's like
games.
£2 each.
I don't care about the Hitman games.
You what, mate?
Why do
Playing
I care?
CS:GO.
Actually, maybe. I don't know. I'm checking to see if my CS:GO cooldown has gone off.
If yours has gone off, then mine will have.
It's annoying how it does this.